welcome back to another episode of the Whatever Buddy podcast. Episode 116 of the WBP is here upon us and ready for blast-off. On today's episode, Ryan surprises Jonny with his own family. That's right, Cousin Wee Wee is back in the house and ready to talk some music and some other good stuff. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. So with no further ado, Ryan and Jonny. Hello, Harris. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome back to another episode.
Another episode.
Jumping with joy over here with episodes. 116.
Cranking them out, baby.
Cranking them out. We're coming up on 4 years since we've released the first one. 5 years since you and I sat down and
who's counting?
Tried to figure out, as we still are trying to.
I'll ask you again. Who the heck's counting?
Obviously, I am.
Yeah.
Obvious answer, me.
You know what? I'm going to give you a compliment. It's a good hat.
Well, I wish I could take the full credit on this hat. I got to give it to Justin. Justin gave me this wonderful hat.
Okay, you're wearing it.
He bought it in Sweden.
So why'd he give it to you? Why'd you ask him to give it? Why'd you ask him?
Well, I didn't ask him to give it to me. I caught him at the right drunk moment where he was feeling nice. Same way I got my leather jacket.
And now the mistake has been made.
Well, I mean, I got my leather jacket the same way. He gets really nice when he's drunk, and he's like, "Oh, dude, you know what, man? You're always asking to wear the hat."
Preying on your buddy.
I wasn't preying on him, man. I was like, I originally said with the leather jacket, give this to me when you haven't been drinking, because he wanted to give it to me for my birthday, and he did. To his credit, he did. The hat, on the other hand, I might not remind him on this one. I kind of really dig this hat.
The hat, on the other hand, I manipulated the situation.
I didn't manipulate it, but he just one night.
Fun to say that you did.
No, because that makes me sound like a bad person. I don't want to be a bad person. What's going on with you? How you doing,
buddy? I hate being a complainer. I think life is turning me into a complainer. I don't want to be. But they've been doing construction above me for 4 months. 4 months.
Have you ever gone up, because they wake you up in the morning with this loud banging and stuff. Have you ever gone up there with like a 6-pack of bananas and said, "Yo, guys, I brought you some bananas. Can you keep it down?" And if they say no, then you can follow it by saying, "Why don't you take these bananas and shove them up there?"
Well, I was going to say I like your kind gesture because I thought you were starting off with a kind gesture.
It was a kind gesture until they said no.
It was a double entendre. A double entendre.
I don't know what that means. You're definitely out of my vocabulary zone.
They could take it as a good gesture and say, "Oh, thanks, man. Like, look, and then we become buddies, and then I feel better." Yeah. Or they could be assholes, and then you use it to shove up their ass, as Jonny says.
Or I ain't falling for no banana in your tailpipe,
Where's that come from?
Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh, I never saw that.
You've never seen Beverly Hills Cop?
No.
How have you never seen Beverly Hills Cop?
I just haven't seen it. I mean, I acknowledge the movie. I know Eddie Murphy played Axel Foley, but I never saw the movie.
I got a word for you that backwards is the same word, and that word is wow.
Wow. I thought you were going to say poop.
Poop. Well, poop backwards is poop. I didn't know that. So is dad and mom.
Yeah,
guitar backwards is
it's called an acronym. That's an acronym. Am I correct?
A guitar backwards would be radug. Radug.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
No. Not at all. What are you looking up?
I think it's called an acronym.
So, everybody, welcome to another episode of the podcast. Ryan,
I was wrong. An acronym is an abbreviation, like FOMO, fear of missing out. So to be continued. I'll figure out what that backward flipboard thing is.
It's called it's called something. You're gonna make me Google this? All that? You didn't come back with an answer? Oh, I'm gonna tell you right now. Google, what is it called when a word is the same backwards? A palindrome. You know what a palindrome is, bro? It's like mom, backwards is mom. That's a palindrome. Dad backwards is dad is palindrome. Guitar backwards is rat dug. It's not an acronym, not a palindrome.
That still doesn't work. I'll edit this so it sounds like you came up with that.
So I just want to say, Harris always says he doesn't want to complain, but Harris complains a lot. It's usually about his balls, his eyeballs. How are your eyeballs these days, anyway?
They're good, and we won't talk about it.
Alrighty. What do you got for me today, pal?
What do I got for you today, pal? I'm about to turn this ship around. I'm a good podcast host, okay? I have a surprise for you today.
I like
I'm a good podcast host, and I'm here to bring people together. So let me know. I can tell you're doing. There's a reflection on your glasses right now. Let me know when you're ready for my surprise.
I'm ready.
Okay. I'm here to bring people together. All the way from Florida, we got Cousin Wee Wee.
Oh, shit. No way. Awesome. I forgot he was
We got Cousin Wee Wee. Yeah.
Oh, great. I was just talking to my mom about these. I can't wait to talk to him about this. We can talk about this. While we're waiting on him, can I go take a piss?
No pissing.
No.
Damn,
Sit down and talk for 30 minutes.
I got to piss.
We log on. You got to share your video.
Yeah, wait. I was coming in. I was coming in as a surprise guest. That's what I was trying to do.
Boy, your family doesn't do the technology. Both.
Yeah. Well, no, I was going to surprise. I didn't know that.
That's some kind of weird backwards Phillies uniform he's got on right now.
Old school, man. Old school Phillies.
Yeah, oh, it is a Phillies thing. I didn't even know it was a Phillies thing. I was just looking at the two different colors. The baby blue and the red.
My old school. I didn't think you were telling him I was joining. I was going to come in as a surprise guest.
I didn't tell him you were joining.
He didn't tell me. That was a surprise.
He took credit for knowing that you were going to be on because we talked about it weeks ago.
But I completely fucking forgot. When you said I have a surprise for you, I didn't remember. Yeah,
you told me, you asked me a couple weeks ago to be on, and then you ghosted me.
Yeah, it's because Harris said he didn't want you that day.
I called bullshit on that.
I know.
How are you guys?
We was spamming my Instagram with pictures, and I was like, "We got to get you back on the podcast, buddy." And he goes, "Well, I thought I was going to do it a while ago, and then Jonny ghosted me." And I was like, "That tracks."
It's typical.
Yeah.
Well, I'm in therapy. Leave me alone.
What's up, bitches?
How you doing, Michael?
How's the move? This is the first time we've talked to you since you went.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Philly to Florida.
Yeah, it's been we moved. It's been since June we've been here. So
have you acclimated yet?
Well, let me tell you, the worst drivers in the world are in the state of Florida.
Absolutely.
They're the worst. And it's, I don't know if it's because you got New Yorkers.
Can I give you a side note story to that? One time I was down there visiting my mom, who was during COVID. I was driving north on 95. I was in the far right slow lane, the slowest lane possible, doing 5 miles over the speed limit. Next thing I know, somebody's behind me, honking a horn, blinking lights, being a jerk off, pulls up next to me. This lady, 85 years old, gives me the fucking finger and blows past me.
Dude, let me tell you, you're lucky you're in that lane because most people are in the left lane, the fast lane, going 5 miles over the speed limit.
Which is fine because it's, there's a speed limit for a reason.
Nah, speed limits are just suggestions. But they camp out in that fast lane, in the passing lane, and you got to pass on the right down here. It's ridiculous.
So if they're just suggestions, how come cops can give you a ticket?
I got nothing there. I have no response to that. Man.
Okay. So you got a ticket.
Yeah,
knock
Jonny,
on wood. Everybody in this room, knock on wood. That's the ultimate hex, Harris. You're going to the airport in about an hour. Good luck. Yeah, enjoy that ticket.
I don't drive like a dickhead.
No, you just are a dickhead.
Speaking of dickheads, Mister, I have zero respect for anybody's time.
Nice segue. Oh, wow. Oh, thank you. Wow.
It's like I'm at a Guns N' Roses concert in the late 80s, early 90s, where it's called for like 9 o'clock and Axl Rose shows up at midnight.
He's got Axl Rose energy on this podcast. He's got Axl Rose energy. You know what he was doing? Well, because I told Wee Wee 2 o'clock.
Oh, that explains. Because you guys are going off on me, and I'm sitting here this whole time like, where is this coming from?
You know what he was doing? You know what he was doing when we signed on? You know what he's doing when we signed on?
Taking a shit would be my guess.
He was eating. He was eating Subway, and he had chips. And there's something about, this is my last complaint. I told you I was going to stop complaining.
It's not your last complaint.
I lied. There's something about watching him eat chips that bothers me. Why
did you bring enough to share? First of all, you got to share.
Watch him eat a chip. Watch him eat a chip.
What kind of chips?
I'll do a big one.
Yeah. That bothers me. That bothers me so bad.
That's really annoying. So you got Subway? Well, let me guess.
Why? Why does it bother you?
It's the way that you like. It's the way that you like.
Yeah,
you like put it in your mouth like it's like you know those.
Like I'm a gay guy.
No, like that's gonna need it. That's gonna need edited out. But you know those breathing strip, like the mouth strips.
Oh yeah. You know, those like ones that dissolve on your tongue.
And you're like put. That's how
he's got that.
That energy with the chips.
I know. It's like he's at church taking that communion.
Watch. Go to YouTube and watch.
Coming from my Jewish cousin.
Go to the YouTube and watch. Eat one more chip.
Yeah, everybody out there, watch this.
He didn't do that.
Oh, now he's trying. He's
this is what you're saying I'm doing.
No, it's more of a. Here's what it is. You put the chip on your tongue and then push it into your.
Like that.
That annoys me. That annoys me.
I never noticed I did that.
Well, now you will always notice it.
Yeah, you can put the chips down now. That would be.
So you got Subway. Let me guess. You got a piece of bread with one piece of meat, no cheese, nothing else.
Bread, beef, bread.
That's it, right?
Bread, 4 balls in red sauce, no cheese,
the meatballs.
Toasted.
Nice. They're meatball sandwiches. You know what? I don't eat fast food, but Subway's meatball sandwiches are the shit. They're good.
Do you guys? Well, you guys don't have it in California. Wawa, you know Wawa, right? Love Wawa. You're probably from Sheetz country, though, aren't you?
I'm from Sheetz country. However, I respect Wawa.
Sheetz and Wawa are like the same exact thing.
Yeah, it's like it's 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. Does that saying apply? I tried to call a palindrome an acronym, so I might just be all off today.
You could be way off there. But Wawa's meatballs are excellent. Oh, look at this. He's muting himself so he can cough. Look at that.
Yeah. Well, I'll talk to you.
It's called respect. It's called respect. It's called respect.
No, respect would be not vaping for 30 minutes while we talk.
No, respect would be showing up on time.
Showing up on some GD time.
Respect would be like, I understand he needs to smoke that wacky weed to deal with us two assholes.
Yeah.
Respect would be he's my friend and I'm going to be nice to him today.
You're obviously talking about yourself. Right?
See, the difference is he's family to me, so I don't have to be nice.
Me to you. I was saying respect to me if I was to acknowledge you as my friend.
Michael, I was just in therapy this morning talking all these nice things about my cousin Michael. I swear to God, no lie. So don't lie. I was saying how you're like my closest family member and you're my cousin, and I got brothers, and I'm like, he's more my brother than my own brothers are. But you know what? You're a bigger asshole than them too.
I deserve that, man. I deserve that. That's awesome.
Back to the mute.
You're muted again, Coffee.
He's an editing nightmare. He's an editing nightmare.
Oh my God. Yeah, I don't know how you put up with him.
All right, moving on. Johnny coughs a lot. I want to talk about the best album. Not the best band or your favorite song. Like, what's your favorite album? And I don't think there's no wrong answer.
There is no wrong answer, but it also depends on the scenario.
There is one wrong answer. If he names like the Philadelphia Eagles 2024 Christmas album, that would be a wrong answer.
No.
They did that?
Yeah, they did it. They did it. They've done it 3 years in a row, and they've sold over 100,000 copies of vinyl each time. Think about that. They've sold more vinyl than most bands do combined.
Was there an album that remember when Refrigerator Perry and those guys were doing music back in the?
Oh yeah.
That's probably my favorite.
Shuffle.
No, but honestly,
that's my favorite album.
That's my favorite album.
He's like Eddie Murphy's solo record. Amazing.
Yeah.
What's that song?
What's the song?
Eddie Murphy had that.
That song.
My girl wants to
party all the time. Party all the time. Party all the time.
This topic's going horribly wrong.
Yeah, well, it's because it coughs a lot over there.
It's because I turned my mute off. I'll put it back on.
Put yourself back on mute. All right. So here, in my opinion, best album to listen to. You got to have headphones on, start to finish. Pink Floyd's "Wish You Were Here."
It's a good one. It's not wrong.
I would say from start to finish, greatest album.
I think I would pick Pink Floyd Division Bell over that. I love Division Bell.
Classic. You guys are going classic.
Well, that's their 90s record.
I'm surprised you didn't say Pink Floyd's Final Cut.
Well,
that's probably it.
I've recently got into that. The Final Cut, just so you know, Ryan Harris, little Pink Floyd education. Final Cut was the last record with Roger Waters.
Yes.
And it was like almost like it's supposed to be like the continuation of The Wall, like maybe not connected story wise, but it was another concept record like that.
Right.
I'm late to the game with Pink Floyd. I love them. I think that it's incredible. But when I was growing up, I was more of like I was more of a rocker type taste, and it didn't do it for me. But whenever I got older, I appreciated David Gilmour so much more.
Yeah. Your homework, Ryan. Wait, Ryan, your homework is to put on some headphones and listen to Wish You Were Here from start to finish.
Got it. I will do that. If we're talking that era, I
smoke some of this.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Smoke a little bit of weed.
Rise and Fall, Ziggy Stardust.
That's a great album too.
How good is that?
That is an amazing album.
I think that this question needs like a top 3, because I would listen. There's the Vision Bell or Wish You Were Here. Any Pink Floyd record, I pretty much could listen to top to bottom. But it's a mood based thing.
Well, that's why I said there's no wrong answer.
Well, no,
you
but
could have a favorite album today and then have a favorite album that's completely different tomorrow.
Like the first one that comes to my mind since he mentioned Pink Floyd was "OK Computer" by Radiohead. That album, top to bottom, is that's just a great album, you know.
I had the Bends. OK Computer's good. I had
the Bends. Awesome.
The Bend
is amazing.
Awesome. Top to bottom, awesome.
Top to bottom, it's a great album.
Awesome. Those two albums, the Bends and OK Computer. What about rock and roll records?
Like classic rock, current rock?
Like you're gonna put on like just any rock album that, like, I mean, we're talking.
So you're saying Floyd is not rock? Because
well, no. I'm just saying we've just named off a bunch of mellow albums.
Okay.
Let's like, if we're gonna put on a fucking album to rage to, I'm not raging to Wish You Were Here.
Ooh, I gotta think about this now.
Dookie.
Oh, that is well.
Dookie.
Green Day.
Green Day.
Dookie.
It's a great album.
You know what? I honestly
American Idiot. Just as good.
I was going to go with American Idiot.
When did you become this like diehard Green Day fan?
Green Day is awesome.
Hold on a second. Let's talk about best records, top to bottom, and then all of a sudden he just lists off all these Green Day records.
No, American Idiot from top to bottom is a great record.
That's exactly what you are, an American idiot.
You're a drummer. Listen to the snare on that album. You're a drummer. It's sonically amazing.
Are you next going to tell me the snare on Saint Anger sounds good too?
No, I'm not going to tell you that. It sounds like an anvil.
How did that get past anybody?
I don't know.
Like, it was crazy.
You'll find the occasional hardcore support of that album, though. It's just
crazy.
Kind of funny. Yeah,
I support the documentary. That was like
all right.
Endless.
You don't like my Green Day answer? I got one.
I love it. I love Green Day.
Thank you, Wee Wee. We're going to start a podcast.
We are.
It's going to be.
Guys have been talking about this for a year. I'll wait about this. I'll wait. It's coming. I'll get my.
You give me a rock album.
I'll be on time.
I'll get this motherfucker.
You give me a rock album then, and I'll retort with a better answer.
Yeah.
All right. Let me give you a rock album.
I got to think of one.
I got to think of one too.
I would go with anything by the Beatles.
There's some bands that you can't pick an album. I think the Beatles, they're just
way too many.
They're a unicorn. They're too good to have one. The Stones, pick your favorite Stones album.
Yeah, that's impossible.
All of them.
Yeah.
Pick your favorite AC/DC album. All of them.
I'm drawing such a blank right now. The first rock record that comes to mind right now, and I feel like I might get a little shit for this one, but would be a Weezer Blue album.
I love that album.
That's a good album. All right, I'm going old school.
I would put that in the same category of like me saying Dookie. It's like it's
because
rock,
I think
rock,
the title
I
think the title of the album you named sums up what I think of your answer.
Wow.
Dookie or American Idiot, because technically both of those could qualify as your quip.
It would be Dookie.
You think I'm a shitty American Idiot?
Yeah, I think that. Consider the source, though, Ryan. Consider the source.
Yeah,
that's why I'm laughing, man. It's all good.
I'm going to go older school and go with the Who. Who's next?
What's on that one?
What isn't on that one? Getting in Tune. Yeah, I'll pull up the list. I'll pull up the track list for y'all.
Is like Baba O'Reilly on it, or
ABBA's Greatest Hits?
ABBA's Greatest Hits is a great record.
You can't do Greatest Hits though. That's not fair. Like, of course, Greatest Hits is going to be good.
Motley Crue, Shout at the Devil. All
right, so Baba O'Reilly's on that, but here's the track listing for that one. Baba O'Reilly, Bargain, Love Ain't for Keeping, My Wife, The Song Is Over, Getting in Tune, Going Mobile, Behind Blue Eyes, and Won't Get Fooled Again.
Behind Blue Eyes is a good song.
Isn't that the one Limp Bizkit covered?
Anything by Limp Bizkit should be thrown out.
I used to hate Limp Bizkit, but ever since Fred Durst came back making fun of himself and dressing like some 70s porn guy. I fucking kind of like respect the fact that he's like, I know everybody hates me. I don't know, nothing I can do about it.
Nothing you can do about it. Yeah.
It is what it is. You're a douche.
Yeah, there's something to be said for zero shit's given attitude.
I got to think of another record. This is a good topic. There's so many, but I'm having a blank. I'm the fucking.
I'll help you out. I'll help you out here. Foo Fighters, Color and the Shape.
That's a good one. All right, I'm going to go off. I'm going to blow your mind to go with Beastie Boys' License to Ill or Beastie Boys' Check Your Head.
Both are great.
License to Ill, is that the one with the back of the airplane?
Yeah. I saw them in concert during that tour back in '87.
Did you wear Adidas skate shoes to it in the back?
No, I did not. I did not wear that.
It'd be a good look for you, man.
I should break out the Adidas shells, go all Run DMC with the Kangol.
We're going to come back to this record topic. I just have a question because it's just been sitting here with him with the matching baby blue water jug to go with.
Yeah. I didn't plan that. I did not plan that. This is just my water cup that I use every day.
All right, listen. Are you wearing that because it's Philly's spring training right now?
Well, it is. It's Philly's baseball season. And I didn't want to be made fun of for wearing like an incorrect color, like when I wore that Eagles shirt that time. You guys were busted on me for wearing a blue Eagles shirt.
Why would you wear a blue Eagles shirt? Where do you even get a blue Eagles shirt?
It was a gift from my wife. It was a beautiful shirt.
Is she a Giants fan?
No, she's an Eagles fan. She doesn't really watch football. She's a huge baseball fan, though.
Those colors are hideous for team colors.
This is old school. This is old school 70s Phillies.
What even are their colors?
Red and white.
Red and white. They look like a candy cane.
Are you a Pirates fan?
The Bill Burr. Bill Burr. The Bill
yellow
Burr.
You got to give me credit for being a Pirates fan because they are tough to root for.
Dude, they've been tough to root for over a long time.
So Michael, one time we were on tour, Harris and I, and he thought it'd be a good idea to pull up when Bill Burr got heckled in Philadelphia and went on a 9-minute rant about Philly, just ragging on Philly. And it made me, as a Philadelphian, it made me angry. He's like, you and your candy cane uniform baseball team.
Your hometown hero's Rocky Balboa. He's not even a real guy.
So have to pull that up.
Just to finish this off about the Phillies thing.
No, go back to
is it because there was a game today and you were watching a spring training game?
I just like to wear my Phillies shirt. I have a bunch of Phillies stuff.
Cool.
I'm sorry I called you a bad dresser. I didn't mean it.
I'm going to cry. Hang on, guys. Okay, I'm over it.
I actually, speaking of bad dressers, I've told this story twice this week. When I was in the Knives and I first moved to L.A., I didn't know how to dress so well. And they came to me.
What do you mean didn't know how to dress so well?
He's learned. He's learned.
Oh, has he? Is that what you call that?
Yeah, something like that. Coming from the guy wearing the baby blue and burgundy. That's okay. Phillies guy. No, seriously. The singer Levon, who's been on the podcast, he came to me with a pile of black jeans and black T-shirts that didn't fit him anymore, and he goes, "Yo, bro, hate to do it to you. You look homeless. Start wearing this."
That's a good friend.
What were you wearing that made you look homeless? Like one shoe?
Back when I still had like the baggy jeans and shit. I was still back in like my 90s skateboarding phase or something.
Nice. You were in your Kid Rock era.
No, but when Kid Rock first came out, now he's kind of lost his mind a little bit, but when he came out when like rock and roll was dead, it was like rap rock, anti-rock and roll for the last 10 years with the grunge thing, and then Kid Rock came out. He came out at the Woodstock with the big fur coat, and all of a sudden the fireworks, and it was like, oh my God, this
live.
Guy. Well,
I've never seen him live.
At the time, he brought back rock and roll, like the fun part of rock and roll. That guy should take credit for bringing back the fun rock and roll when he came out.
I was disappointed whenever I found out that ball with the ball, the bang, diggy, set the boogie, set up, that was Sugar Hill Gang.
I didn't know.
Is that where he took that from?
Now you just did that to me. Well, what happened to you?
Sugar Hill Gang.
Just happened to me.
Wow.
Really?
Oh well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Guy's got no talent. Guy's got no talent at all.
No, I did see. I think he's crazy now. I saw him live. He was really good live. At the end of his set, or at the end of the show, he did this thing where he went around. He played each instrument, like did a drum solo, did a guitar solo, did a piano. Like it was
Styx Pieces of 8. Great album.
Pieces of 8.
Yeah, it's got Renegade on it. That's your team song. Blue Collar Man.
It's a good song. That's right.
Yeah. I'm not a huge Styx fan. I mean, I listen to them.
This is my first concert.
Was it? My first concert. I'm trying to think. All right, so if I go back to my first concert that I went to, like without my parents taking me to see the Beach Boys or anything like that, I saw the Cars in 1983 at the Philadelphia Spectrum with Wang Chung as the opening act.
Wang Chung. It's funny you bring up Wang Chung. I just
Beach
watched
Boys, Pet Sounds. That's
a great album.
Great album.
I love the Beach Boys.
I just watched the movie from 1985 called To Live and Die in L.A. about counterfeiting money, and Wang Chung did the whole soundtrack.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a claim to fame.
Yeah. And the Cars.
Is it on your list of good albums?
Not that soundtrack.
Wang Chung.
But you know what? You know what soundtrack is definitely on my list of great albums? The Get 'Em to the Greek soundtrack. Great album.
Tom Petty did. What was the movie with Walls? And the Tom. She's all that. She's all that. She's all that. Is that what it is?
I don't know.
Tom Petty's another one of those ones that you can't pick a favorite album.
All right, I'm gonna ask a question. I'm gonna change the subject here. And
I like this.
With the way the music industry is today, like there's not as many like global bands out there as there were back in the day. What would you say is the last globally successful big could sell out stadiums across the world band?
Band?
Yeah.
Because I think I think bands.
Like I'm not going Taylor Swift or any of that stuff. I
was going to say I think bands are starting to make a comeback a little bit as far as more than just a solo artist, but there's been a long the Taylor Swift thing. She's a solo artist.
She's huge.
Drake. He's a solo artist.
I can't stand Drake. I mean, I like rap.
I'm not saying I like
Drake,
it, but
I can't stand Drake. But I'm looking at to me, I'd say Foo Fighters are probably the last globally massive band. That's what I'm, U2 and then the Foo Fighters.
My Chemical Romance, maybe. You're talking the most current, most recent.
What is the most recent one?
My Chemical Romance, Avenged Sevenfold, that era.
Yeah, but Foo Fighters, they outlived them. Those bands are not playing what they used to. My Chemical Romance is going on tour now, and they're playing arenas. But they toured 10 years ago or 5 years ago. But Foo Fighters have been active this whole time and will sell out a stadium.
The My Chemical Romance thing is, I love that band, but I think they benefited from taking that time off. They were on a decline. They took the time off. Now they come back and everyone wants to see them again. It's pretty smart.
What about a band like Mumford & Sons or something?
But would they sell out stadiums around the world?
Probably.
I don't know.
Green Day might still be able to do that. I don't know. I saw them.
But that's not what the question is. That's not the question.
Yeah. What is the most recent?
Right? The question.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. But that's not the question because we can go back and be like the Rolling Stones because they're still doing it.
They should hang it up. Honestly,
who's the most recent band? And you can't really even say the Foo Fighters in that if we're going by the rules I'm saying because the Foo Fighters came out. They came out in '96.
Right. But has a band since then gotten to that same level?
No,
of being
I don't
global
think so.
and massive.
But you can, take Greta Van Fleet. They're doing something.
But I don't think they're doing stadiums.
No, but I mean that's an example of there's a band.
Then you can say the Killers.
Yeah,
Killers, but they're 20.
But they're not on that same level. Like you said, Johnny. Foo Fighters will still to this day continue to sell out stadiums around the world.
Right.
I don't think so.
I think it's because.
But I think rock bands have been replaced by hip hop and R&B bands.
Solo artists.
I think there's rappers who probably could.
I agree.
Or DJs Skrillex sold out the fucking football stadium in San Diego. It's 80,000 people. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah. Right. So it's
we talked about this though. We talked about this though, and you brought up the point that I agree with Johnny that it's the way that the system is set up that is not allowing new bands to take. I heard you guys talk about that a few weeks back. You have these festivals and you put these, I guess you call them legacy acts on it, pay them what they're worth, and then you have all the smaller bands below it just kind of playing cleanup in the parking lot. And it's how do you expect them to be a main stage act whenever the legacy acts are
I think a lot of it has to do with the industry. A band like Rush could not come out today. just wouldn't be possible. Right. Because there was a time where you got signed to a record label. They saw the potential. So they would sign the band, and they'd let the band develop through making records and going out on the road and touring and touring and touring. And eventually they hit that pinnacle. Bon Jovi's a good example. Bon Jovi, yeah, they got a little lucky with Runaway out of the gate by getting some airplay across the country, got them the record deal. Then they made 700-800 Degrees Fahrenheit, In and Out in Love, got some airplay. But it wasn't until Slippery When Wet till they fucking blew the fuck up. Pink Floyd's another one. They went a whole bunch. Rush, it took to like their 6th record till they did that. And these bands just toured. But the thing was different was they had record companies who believed in them and let these bands develop into great bands. Nowadays, you got to come to the record company and have all the followers, have all the listeners on Spotify, and already be selling 100,000 records on your own before they're willing to touch you. The system's broken. That's why we don't see stadium bands anymore. That's why a band like mine goes out and just does it the way we do it, because you can never change playing live. Playing live will always build fans. It's just how much are you willing to put in.
But there's like record sales. Well, I mean, record sales don't mean anything anymore, right? Like
they do if you could get them, but people don't buy them. It's streams now.
It's streams.
Well, I'm going to bring up.
So the streaming's so rigged, it's disgusting.
Oh, it's so here's. I'm going to bring. We were talking about greatest album a minute ago, or a few minutes ago. Younger people today that listen to music don't appreciate what we grew up listening to an entire album. They just listen to songs. I'm going to go on Spotify, play a Kids Today, Get Off My Lawn.
But if you think about it, it's really just history repeating itself, because that's how it was back in the 60s. It was just singles.
Interesting point, my dude.
But I think technology as a whole changed that. Like, just take when the CD came out, you could just pick a track to listen to very easily. Whereas if you're putting a vinyl on or even a cassette, like, it's harder to.
Do you know kids are listening to cassettes now? Do you know that's like it's a really hip thing on the merch table. Younger bands are selling cassettes.
Well, how about a Walkman? Should I bring out a Walkman to listen to?
Question, because we do that. We have cassettes, but it's like sort of just like a nostalgic thing.
Yeah, because the sound quality is just degraded.
People listening to it,
but the sound quality degrades as soon as you play it.
Yeah, you got to get the pencil and put the ribbon back.
Yeah,
Do you remember the terrible feeling, like when the fucking the tape player in the car ate the tape and you pull it out and it's all pulled.
You pull it out super careful,
like,
and then
like get the pencils. All right, one more question I have here. You had mentioned Greta Van Fleet not that long ago. Let me hear your thoughts on that band. I happen to like them, but a lot of people, they're just.
You know where I lost respect? This is where I lose respect. Just like the band Kingdom Come did the same thing. They rip off Led Zeppelin. Fine.
Just own it.
Just own it. These guys pretend.
I love them. They're great. We're trying to do music that we like.
Greta Van Fleet's trying to go around telling people they don't even know who Led Zeppelin are.
Oh, well, that's bullshit.
Yet they're dressing like guitar player dresses like fucking Jimmy Page. I'm like, the song remains the same. It's like, fuck off, and one more time, fuck off.
Their bass player plays an organ.
It's all.
That's
bullshit.
all you have to say.
It's all. Yeah. And
I will say this though about them, like anything, they're proving to stick around for long enough that there's things about them that I'm starting to like.
I agree.
I totally was listening to a song on the radio the other day. Had no idea who it was, and I looked. I'm like, oh, Greta Van Fleet, great.
Yeah.
I like a Greta Van Fleet.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
Did you like it? Wow.
Yeah. It was a slower tune.
There's a handful of bands that I started off as a hater and ended up really liking.
Like Nickelback, no?
They're good. Like, honestly,
Nickelback actually, that's the thing. Like, it's you're supposed to hate them, but they're really not bad.
You know what? They're a product of their own success. They're a product. Yeah. They got so successful. Everybody else tried to sound like them, and then everybody started to hate that music.
You guys have Netflix? You guys have Netflix? Yeah. There's an amazing Nickelback documentary on it. They talk about this. They know everybody hates them, but yet they sell out stadiums everywhere they go.
I used to say probably they could give a shit probably.
Right.
I used to say back in the day, I'm like, everybody's claiming to hate Nickelback right now. But this latest album just sold 11 million copies. Where are the 11 million people who bought it?
Dude, they're like I don't know the number. That like call it top 20. I think it's higher than that of like all-time record sales.
Oh, it's like guilty pleasures. Like people are embarrassed to admit it, but they're good to listen to.
They're a great song. Nice matching with Waterbook Joe.
Yeah. I have one for each shirt.
They're good to listen to. Go to the YouTube.
Depending on whatever shirt I'm wearing, I'll have a different water bottle.
Do that again, Wee. They're good. They're good to listen to.
Delicious.
He looks like he should be calling a golf game.
4.
Yeah.
No, you
look
have to
like
whisper.
a caddy.
You like,
you look like a Florida golf caddy.
Yeah, let's talk about Florida, dude. You're living in that crazy state. Let's talk about this place.
Well, let me tell you, the winter was wonderful. No,
it's still winter, right?
Yeah, well, I think today's first day of spring. Let me give you my weather forecast.
Meet any wackos yet?
All of them.
There might be some haters out there for me saying this, but I think Florida is the stupidest state in this country next to Texas.
I'm not going to argue. That's why I came here to try to boost the levels, boost the smarts.
Why,
buddy? You're gonna find dummies anywhere you go. He's got to live where makes you happy.
Yeah. Well,
you think there's no dummies in Southern California?
Yeah, there are a ton of dummies in Southern California.
I live here.
Yeah, exactly. Well, like it says in the Torah, all Jews must come to Florida to die.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't that like the 11th commandment? Look, every winter I'm always like, why do I still live in Pennsylvania? And my wife wanted to move. I had no problem with it. I worked from home, so I could be anywhere.
But why not say California?
Too expensive.
Arizona.
Too far from the beach.
Fair. Florida. How far are you from Cape Canaveral?
Cape Canaveral, hour and a half. We could see when the rockets take off. I could see them from my house.
Oh, for real?
Cool.
Yeah, up there you could see them going across the sky. I have an app that tells me when they're launching.
Wow.
Yeah,
man. Wow backwards is wow, and that's a pseudonym. What was it?
It's a palindrome.
Palindrome. We just figured it out.
You dummy.
Dumbass.
God, how many times I've been called a dumbass on this one episode?
Let's do it one more time, dumbass.
Dumbass. Why don't we pick one more album and bounce out of this popsicle stand?
All right.
I think the Hudells Rape You Through Your Radio, top to bottom.
That's great.
You can't put your personal albums in the list.
I might have that CD in the garage still, the Hudells.
Hey, do you still have that guitar I gave you?
No, I think I finally got rid of that.
Dude,
you couldn't play past the 12th fret on that thing.
I wish you would, but it was my first acoustic guitar I ever had.
Well, then why'd you give it away, buddy?
Yeah, you got to come here and come look for it. I do have guitars in this house.
You can't put your own personal album on the list, Johnny.
All right, fine. Can we change the question a little bit?
Sure.
Can we name? Everybody gets one shot at it. The best debut rock and roll record from a band.
Best debut rock and roll.
That's tough. Let me think about this.
I think I got one.
I got one too.
I would say one of my favorites, and I mentioned it before, is Beastie Boys' License to Ill.
Best debut record, Beastie Boys' License to Ill.
I think that's really that's their. Would you consider that their debut record though? Oh, but I'm gonna take that back.
I also did say rock bands, but
okay. So here we go. Appetite for Destruction.
That was one of mine.
That's my answer.
Okay.
Pearl Jam 10.
That's a good one.
That's a great answer.
That's a good one. Yeah.
That's up there.
I think
Black. That song is epic.
I think
that whole album is great.
I think
that's their best album.
I think this goes out to the state of Florida because I'm going to trump all you guys, and that's going to be Van Halen 1.
Yep. Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
That's
absolutely
up there too. Yeah, that's a great record too. Wow.
Van Halen 1 through 5.
But we're talking debut records. Could you imagine being a kid, never hearing that kind of music, throwing on and just hearing "Running with the Devil" coming?
"Running with the Devil" is one of the greatest songs of all time.
I would have been like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah. What was the Hudells' first record? Was it "Rape You Through Your Radio"? Or was there another one?
Well, there's two: "Rape You Through Your Radio," and our second record was "Sex." ... We don't buy it.
I don't know if I had that one. I know I had "Rape You Through Your Radio" somewhere. I might.
You gotta see it. Let me share screen, Ryan, because I gotta show cousin Wee Wee I want to show him the album cover to "Sex We Don't Buy It." I think it's a good thing to see. Just saying.
All the fans out there on the tubes need to see this.
Yeah.
Johnny out here promoting his old shit.
Yeah.
That's the record cover, dude.
I may have seen that. That looks very familiar.
She's riding a watermelon.
An idiot. You guys are idiots. Is there a reason that she's riding a watermelon? Why not, right?
Sex, we don't buy it. I mean, it's a nice, there's a lot of things we can talk about that. But we were at the Super Fresh in Richboro. That picture is us at the Super Fresh in Richboro.
Was she riding a watermelon at the Super Fresh, or did you superimpose that?
We superimposed her on top of the watermelon. I don't even know who that chick is. We definitely.
Who's the one on the Rape You Through the Radio cover? Do you know?
Oh, that was Perry. She was a dancer at Delilah's Den.
Delilah's Den. Did you pay her for that or no?
Oh yeah. Right. Look how uncomfortable Harris looks right now. He looks like so.
Sex, we don't get it.
Oh my god.
Sex, we don't buy it.
Sex, we've never had it.
Sex, what is it?
That's how I feel these days.
Huh?
Well, Michael's married. He doesn't get laid.
Yeah, right. Like, yeah. You know what they say the best form of birth control is? Wedding cake.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us on another episode
Can I do the closing? I want to do the closing.
Oh, yeah, low.
Let's ride.
Cousin Wee Wee's doing the closing, everybody.
Right. Thank you for joining us on another episode of the What Everybody podcast. Like, subscribe, and report, and all of that other stuff you do. And we'll see you next time.
We forgot to smash the like button.
Oh, I forgot to smash I did the like, subscribe, and report.
Did you write that down? Because it looked like you were reading something. I
listened to your podcast. I think I'm 2 episodes behind, but I listen to it because that's how I keep up with what's going on in your life.
That's amazing.
And you know what kills me because I listen to stuff and I want to like jump in and speak. And I can't because I'm only listening to it.
But you probably do while you're in the car. Like, no.
You can speak when we have our podcast, Wee Wee.
Yeah, maybe we'll have Johnny on as a guest.
You can come up with your own tag. And
I'll be late.
Come up with your own outro. Yeah, you're going to have to start vaping, though. So.
Yeah.
Good seeing you again, buddy. Thanks.
Yeah.
Peace.
Later.
Peace, pot, microdot.